Hello, everybody. This is Zyla Marie Johnson coming at you with another video. Be sure to like and subscribe and do all of that, you sweethearts. Now let's get into this video today. Today we'll be discussing none other than Onion Boy, Mr. Onision. Mr. Onision has been on this platform for, I believe, around a decade. He has about 2 to 3 channels, and recently, Sir doesn't know how to shut up. So what happened is that Mr. Onision caught himself in massive heat because of his multiple videos of commenting on black women's hair. It is not hard to leave black women alone. I'm just telling you that, alright? It is not that hard to leave black women alone. Onision's statements were not only ignorant, but also very offensive to many. The point of this video will not to be to report on Onion Boy's words or give him any credit or give him any promo, because that's exactly what he wants. He's a troll. Now, his shenanigans, however, it does spark a whole new conversation, and it's about how people use black people for press and clicks and monetary gain. Now, what I mean about that is that they use derogatory language, they use racism, they use gaslighting, they use everything in the book to get a few clicks and likes. The overall summary of this argument is that they are using black people's anger and other people's anger towards the statements to gain profit, basically. Now, what I mean about that is that you know that multiple trolls around the internet and multiple YouTubers who have blatantly show their racism. Now, concerning this conversation, it is really upsetting when white people use words and language that that helps them out in the end but hurts others in the process. And of course, there's that whole conversation of, well, everybody I'm talking about racial discretion. Let me tell you this now. When you are in a certain position of power and you have to rely on angering minorities by putting them through what they've always been through their whole entire lives, it's a whole different level of pathetic. Now, it may sound harsh, but Onision has nothing else going for him except trolling others to garner attention. And as much as I hate saying it, the only way to get rid of this type of content is to ignore it. Now, throughout our whole entire lives, we have been ignoring, and nothing came from it. And then we confront, and the ones we're confronting are profiting off of it. Is there a way to win? On his first video, he caught a lot of heat. On his second video, he caught a lot of heat. On his third video, his attention is dwindling. Now, when I mean that he is trying to ride this wave until it crashes, I mean he is gaining a lot of money from this video. This video has a lot of views compared to the rest of his. And I just want to say, stop paying attention to this man. I'm saying go to other commentators' videos and watch his videos through those videos, because you won't be consenting a single penny in his pocket. And the best way to get back at those who uses racially charged content to profit off of it are those who don't need to be on YouTube. This community has been plagued with misbehavior from bigger YouTubes. This community has been plagued from behavior from big white YouTubers, to where those with smaller channels and to where those who are minorities have to suffer because the guidelines change and it barely affects the big YouTubers. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Don't demonetize this video. I would really like some coin from this. Alright. So, in question of him, this also garners the other conversation regarding what a lot of people like to say about free speech. Now, free speech, as you can see, is the freedom to speak, freedom to say what you want to say, but at the expense of not being demeaning to others. Now, when I mean demeaning to others, I don't mean, that shirt is too small for her. Okay, not that. I mean, targeted, demeaning, derogatory language towards a demographic in for a derogatory term towards a demographic to cause harm. To cause harm. We're just gonna stay with to cause harm. Now, what people get confused is that they try to validate their hate speech by saying that it's free speech because it is not hate speech. But let me tell you now, hate speech is hate speech when hate speech is being directed to minorities. Okay, no. Let me say this in a different way so people can understand. Hate speech is derogatory and demeaning language towards a minority to cause harm, and it is harmful. Whether you acknowledge that that minority or not, you are being hateful. When your speech is hateful and your speech diminishes their existence, when your speech refuses to acknowledge their existence, when your speech can literally cause big enough change to have a drastic change to their life, that is hate speech. Let me repeat this. Just because you don't acknowledge the group doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and doesn't mean that your opinion isn't hate speech. You invalidating a whole group of people because of your personal opinion is hate speech. And of course, there's going to be some special case and special examples where it doesn't fit that guideline. Please cherry pick it by all means. Please say if someone identifies as a foxtrot and I say I don't acknowledge their existence, that's considered hate speech. Please do not do that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I got a little bit heated there, as you can hear. But I'm very passionate about this topic because it affects my everyday life. It affects people that I know. It affects people that surround me. It affects people who don't have much to work with in the first place. And there is literally no benefit to hate speech. Why would you, as we discussed earlier, why would you gaslight? Why would you demean? Why would you invalidate if it's not for monetary gain, if it's not to find your buddies and band together and discriminate against this group, push this group into a corner, and just outright refuse to acknowledge this group for what it is. Now, how does this tie in with Onision's actions? What Onision's actions did were basically derogatory and demeaning to black women. That's it. That's just period. Now, the reason it is because he's being blatant ignorance and he refuses to change his opinion in being afraid of being wrong. And he refuses to change his opinion and take the opportunity of making another video validating his opinion while invalidating black women that have black hair, that have curly hair, that have kinky hair, that cares for their hair ever since they were young. How do you give advice to somebody that lived what they had for the longest when you never even experienced it? How do you teach something that you never experienced? How do you teach something to somebody that you don't even know about? How you gonna tell me to do my job when you don't even know what my job is? What my job description is? What I do for a living? What I do every day? How you gonna coach me from the sidelines? How you gonna coach me from outside the stadium? How you gonna coach me? You never even heard football. And it's an infuriating topic. It's a infuriating conversation because at the same time, it has levels. This has levels to it. And when it has levels, it has ties, and all these things tie into things such as other views on everything else. Like, how do you view black women to where you feel like you could comment on their hair in such a way to where you feel comfortable, to where you can sit up on this platform and gain monetary value for devaluing and invalidating black women? How can you sit there and just feel comfortable? Why are you comfortable doing this? Because, like, you have been checked over and over again. You have been ranted about over and over again. Yeah, you keep going. Yeah, you keep trying to find validation from somebody, but you're getting it from no one. The only people that want you here is people that doesn't want to feel bad about having problematic opinions. And yes, problematic opinions exist. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but their opinion is problematic. You're going to have to explain why you have that exact opinion. If someone is offended from an opinion and they ask you to explain, they have every right to ask to explain. And if you can't explain it, then why do you have it? At the end of the day, stop profiting off of other people's pain. Stop profiting off of other people's anger. Because at the end of the day, you just look like the pathetic loser in the end that's going to lose their channel because they can't find other content besides being blatantly racist, being blatantly discriminatory, and just feel comfortable while it all falls down. Y'all know, that was today's video. We can get deeper into this conversation. Leave a comment, add to the conversation, and everything, because I know I got heated in the middle of the way, and I don't want to take another cut because I felt like that was the audio that was coming, from the soul. It came from the soul. Now, do I probably need a PR agent in the future because of this video? Absolutely. However, I refuse to let a cloud. I'm not even. You know what? Bye.